Hey guys, Ernie here and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. One of the very first alcohol stoves, in fact, the majority of the first alcohol stoves that I had and I owned, I made myself. Now the first one I bought, in case you're wondering, is the Trangia Spirit Burner, but I had quite a few models that I made myself, including what's called the Cat Can Stove. I think it was originally designed, I believe, by Colorado Hiker. Now that may be wrong, it might have been, developed by somebody else, but the first person I think that put it on YouTube was Colorado Hiker. I think he designed it himself. And it has stood the test of time. It is an awesome stove. I have a video on how to make one along with Colorado Hiker. I'll try to remember to leave links down to both his video and my video as well. But have you ever wondered, can you take the Cat Can Stove and take it kind of to the next level? Can you like make a titanium Cat Can Stove? Well, you can't make one, sort of, but you can buy one, sort of. When I initially got this stove, I was pretty excited about the concept, and that excitement very quickly was dashed and drained when I got the thing in. I'll show you why and what we're gonna do about it. We're gonna take this stove, hopefully today, haven't done it yet, we're gonna take this stove and make that titanium Cat Can Stove out of it. Let me show you guys what came in the mail, and then we're gonna do a little modification. Okay, this is the Boundless Voyage titanium alcohol stove with foldable stands. Let's get this thing out. Take a good look at it. There it is. This stove is no longer available on Amazon. You can still pick it up on AliExpress for the time being. Dimensions closed are 3.2 by 2.7 and open like this is 5.5 by 2.7. The weight is pretty nice, 4 ounces. Holds 80 milliliters of fuel made out of titanium and carbon felt. Pull it out, you'll see that there's carbon felt around this insert. Cost is 32 bucks. It is made in China. Cost is $32. That's pretty heavy on the price, in my opinion. We'll close these down a little bit and once again show you guys the different parts. You kind of have the main body here. You've got you've got the combustion tube. See the bottom here, and then the carbon felt around it. It's got small holes around here, and if you look underneath the carbon felt, it's got these little notches here so that fuel can get in from the inside and you're able to burn it. Pretty simple to put together, just like that. Now, the reason that I was disappointed is pretty simple. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the level of these supports is below the level of the top of the actual stove. Now, if you know anything about the Cat Can Stove, your pot will sit directly on top. So basically, the pot sits on top and doesn't even touch these little wings. These are completely useless, essentially. They're not even needed. So why are they there? I mean, are they needed? Do they even work? No, I can tell you that they don't work. It's kind of crazy that they put these on there. Now I've adjusted these. These are super flimsy. I mean, I could rip these off if I wanted to. They're super flimsy. But I've adjusted them, and there is no way to adjust them to where the pot actually stands or sits on it. There's no way around it. It's at least 2 millimeters below the bottom. Each of these is at least 2 millimeters below the bottom of the top of this stove right here. Basically completely useless. Now that is where I started to think, I don't think we need these legs. Now there's better ways to do this, but I think if we use this, I'd like to have a drill press. I don't have one here with me. Just take your time here. That probably did it. Maybe not quite yet. You probably can't see, but I'm telling you, I'm just drilling the rivet out. There you go. I'll be able to pull this out with a pair of pliers. It basically broke, but that rivet will come out. Probably can do an even better job of drilling it out now. All right, we're going to do the same for all three. In fact, I think we're just going to, we're just going to break these off. How about that? Boom. Saw how hard that was. Good Lord. Quality is impressive. All right, that came right out. You see that? So that's all you need to do. Let's go ahead and finish this one. That one came out, as you can see. One more. Just drill carefully. There you go. All three gone. Time for a vacuum and we'll put it back together. So there you go. Little modification for you. One of the things that I don't like is that this carbon felt is thin. It is basically cheap carbon felt. So give me a second, I'm gonna get some better carbon felt. We're gonna cut this thing out and make it even better. So there you go, much higher quality carbon felt. You can see that all of a sudden it's in there. It's not gonna come out, okay? And it's really, really nice. It's gonna function much better like that. Let's do a little comparison here. We've got our two stoves. You can see that they look fairly similar. Let's compare the weights real quick before we do a little boiling. I don't know if you guys will be able to see the scale, but I'll tell you what it shows. As far as the new one goes, it's 88 grams or 3.1 ounces. So 88 grams or 3.1 ounces. Cat can's gonna be lighter. 28 grams, 1 ounce. 1 ounce versus over 3 ounces. Even the fancy titanium is nowhere near as lightweight as the original Cat Can stove. How about that? Let's see if we have any difference in performance. So there you have it, a titanium Cat Can stove, but of course we have to compare it with the original, right? We're also gonna boil 2 cups of water with each. We're gonna put 1 ounce of fuel in each. Note that I will leave the pot on top of each stove until the flame goes out. If you take the pot off, the way these are designed, they're really designed to create that pressure to put the pot on top. If you take it off, then it does not burn for very long. So we want to let it really shine. We're going to leave the pot on top for each one. We're going to do 2 cups with 1 ounce of fuel in the Cat Can and 2 cups with 1 ounce of fuel in the titanium Cat Can. So there we go, we have saved a terrible design and made it into something a lot more useful. All we need is a drill. We're not going to talk pros and cons because this stove is inherently flawed, really, and we had to pretty much butcher it to make it into something that was more interesting. I think it's a good concept, but we still had to take the stove and completely, alter it. I guess the real question is there any reason to take this titanium version over the original DIY version? I'm going to have a hard no on that. I don't think so. Yeah, it's cool to have a titanium version, but is it $32 cool? No. I mean, look, gear is a personal preference. If you want a titanium version and you're willing to spend the money, it certainly is a cool stove. But if you're asking me, is it worth the money? I mean, how many cat can stoves would you have to go through before you got to $32? What, 4 or 5 of them? Probably. You could buy a pretty big sheet of carbon felt and, you know, some tomato paste and cat food, and you've got probably five stoves of stuff before you get to $32. But it's absolutely not worth the money from the standpoint of performance. You guys saw that here today. Now, the original stoves, if you've had one like me for well over 10 years, my first one I made probably 12, 14 years ago, and I still have that stove, it does corrode. I mean, obviously you're gonna get rusting in the tomato paste can. The titanium is not gonna corrode. But again, you can remake stoves probably every 5 years and have 25 years of cat can stoves before you get to the price of the titanium. Now look, I like the titanium stove. I think it's really cool. But my job here on YouTube is to tell you whether something is worth it, I think. If you just want a titanium cat can stove, if you want to change this stove and make it into one, go ahead and do it. I think you're gonna like it. But if you don't want to spend the money, stick to the original. Like I said, is there any advantage? Yeah, there's advantage. I mean, titanium is lightweight, although the other one is too, but the corrosion is an advantage. So if you want one that will last forever, if you take care of it, get the titanium, but don't get the titanium. The bottom line is, once it's modified, this is a pretty cool stove. It works exactly the way you would expect a titanium cat can stove to work, so that's pretty cool. You know, you had to modify it. I had to put better quality carbon felt in it because I just thought it would work better, and it does. But, you know, again, $32 for a stove that you have to modify to make it work, and the original design had legs on it that were useless. Nah, just make your own cat can stove. You won't regret it. Not sure if you guys are aware, but I have an entire playlist on stoves, including the cat can stove. I put it up against a lot of different stoves. I review stoves. I also do kind of these grudge matches where I compare a bunch of stoves and see which one works best and which one burns longest, boils fastest, all those things. So check it down below. Do me a favor, guys, if you like the video, hit the subscription button. That's the biggest thing for me, I think, as far as helping the channel, is hitting the subscription button. It's great for you to hit the thumbs up, great for you to hit the notification bell. It's awesome for you to comment. Please comment down below, it helps. But if there's one thing you can do, it's hit that subscription button. As always, guys, I appreciate you checking out the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Hope you like this video with this pretty interesting stove. Trying to make lemonade out of a lemon, you might say, and I think we did a pretty good job of it. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos soon here on Paleo Hiker MD.